Welcome to Verbal Peak Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are every day. People like to welcome you all to the show. Look, we're dealing with part 2 of Ice Cube and Trump and the contract with Black America, and I have Brother Marcus Muhd on the line with me so we can go further into this topic dealing with Ice Cube, Trump, and the contract with Black America. Brother Marcus, welcome back for part 2.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. Now, we got to dive into this thing. Ice Cube stated that he's not dealing with minorities or colored people. He's only dealing with Black Americans, those that were or are the descendants of slaves. So he's going after a specific group in America, right? But he's being the shepherd, or he's out front proposing a plan with the contract of America, or for Black Americans, right? Now, is at the point to where the Biden campaign reached out to him and told him, okay, well, we'll look at it after the election. But the Trump campaign came out and said, okay, let's deal with it now, right? Okay. Now, the point I was making was, where are all the other Black organizations to show a sign of unity and dealing with this issue? Because blacks as a collective, as it was stated, 1.3 trillion to 1.4 trillion, our economy is bigger than Mexico's. Then why not have all the other conscious Black organizations all united and at that White House sit down with Trump and putting together some stipulations stating that don't waste our time. We're here. We'll take the first step point of the program. Let's implement that. And if you go back on your word, then there has to be some type of consequences, i.e., we won't spend any of that 1.3 trillion for a whole month within the economy, because we already know how bad the economy is right now as we speak, due to COVID-19. Because COVID-19, sad to say, is giving Black people some negotiating room at the table, because it created a situation to where this economy cannot make it without the Black dollars. So,
yes, sir.
So do you feel like there should have been a need for him to bring together and bring along the other organizations?
Yes, he could have. Well, he should have let those who he says he's representing in on what he was doing. Like, this was my first time even hearing what was inside of the contract with Black America, and how can you produce a contract that I'm supposed to be a part of and I don't know what's in the contract?
Right.
You know, and the rest of our leaders, so-called leaders, are not really our leaders. They don't lead us. They're bought off. Most of them are just bought off, and their mouths are paid for. The ones who are sincere and who may not be as intertwined into the control of our oppressors know how difficult it is to lead Black people, and they probably just taking the back seat on this one. You know, just let Cube take it for a minute, because I haven't heard anything from them supporting or denouncing what Cube is doing.
Right.
And nobody can say that Cube ain't doing nothing. He may be doing something that is probably not 100, You know,
Right.
not meaning that it's foul, but just maybe the timing was bad. Is what I'm trying to say. But you can't say he's not doing anything.
Right.
He's doing something that everybody recognizes. So, what is your, just like we asking each other, what's our take? What's your take, brother? What's your take, brother? You know, these people who are supposed to be the prominent ones out of our community, that's supposed to be our leaders, don't have much to say about it right now.
Yeah, they quiet on it. And now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into part 2 of the contract with Black America. Part number 2 is bank lending reform. Bank lending will be regulated to require banks to lend a percentage of all loan and credit categories on an equal basis to the black population. Each bank serves, however, the minimum threshold must yearly meet the percentage equal to the national black population, currently approximately 13.4%. Rates on black loans federally and from banks to be same average rates as whites. Right? See, this was always the problem, right? Tell the problem. Now, and you can answer this, and maybe you can tell me if we've grown. But this was the problem, right? After the Civil War, right? Okay, and we can even go into the busing. We can go into business programs and whatnot. We can go, let's say, integration, right? Now, before integration, because it sounds like a 2020 century form of integration, right? The reason why I say that is because before integration, black people were Black Wall Street, owning their own banks. We were doing businesses, cab companies, bus companies, and whatnot, right? But the problem was we didn't train ourselves as an army to defend our businesses when the Night Riders or the Klan came and burned the stuff down, right? That was the only thing that was missing.
Right.
Because what happened was you was forcing white people to accept black people by force when in their heart they really didn't do it. So it created a problem. So how it should have been worded was, since you, America, benefited for over 400 years of free labor called slavery, right? And since 100% of black America's dollars circulates and stays right here in the Americas, you owe us, if we're gonna get money lended to us from any of your banks, to have the percentage rate equal to whites. Right. Now, the reason I say this, you remember when the brother, Byron Allen was suing, was it Viacom?
Viacom.
He was using the 1866 Civil Rights Act law, right?
Right.
And that law was stating that blacks had to be treated the same as the average white citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, goddamn, it's 20 weeks. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
We still trying to corner the colonizer in the corner and force him to see us and treat us as his equal, when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan stated that he is who he is. He was made that way, man. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Right? So, before I go on to the next, a very dire question needs to be asked, Brother Mark. Why are we consistently trying?
Well, we don't know who we are, you know. People are destroyed by the lack of knowledge. and they can't be repaired because the same reason, lack of knowledge. We haven't really got a hold of the fact that we are the original man, the Asiatic black man and woman, cream of the planet Earth, gods of the universe. If we can get a good grip on that, then then that gives you a correct perspective on reality. And when things happen or things are being said that don't match up with their reality, then you already know that's not the way to go. That's nothing you need to accept. Yes, it's going to happen because the world is being controlled by Satan for thousands of years now.
Right.
Now that time is up and this knowledge has come onto the scene, it's up to us to accept our own and be ourselves. Now, Cube know this.
Right.
So, but somewhere along in the thought process that led him to do this thing, he either don't think that enough of us know this or understand this.
Right.
Or he don't have enough confidence in the fact. One of the two.
Because you right, brother. Go ahead, brother.
I was just going to say, so why else even talk about having a contract with Satan, having a contract with the devil, having a contract with the enemy? Why do we need a contract with the enemy?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because you ain't going to force him to do anything. Now, let me tell you what tripped me out, though. Check this out. Como, I don't know if Como, I think Como might be an Italian, right? Because the Caucasian dogged them out when they first arrived here, right?
Right.
Treated them like they was some Sicilian niggas or like they was mixed in with the Moors or something, right?
Right.
And he telling Cube, look, man, I know white folk. I've been around them. Man, you really think you gonna trust him when he won't even admit that there's systemic racism that's prevalent within his society? And you thinking he gonna honor a contract with Black America? See, Trump know because he see one thing people fail to realize: white folk know white folk, and we don't look. Our need, not all of us, but some of our need for them to accept us and treat us as equals blinds us to the reality of what's really going on around us. Within that conversation with Cube and Como telling him, dude, are you really serious about what you're saying? And if you are serious about what you're saying, did you do your homework? You expected a man who wouldn't even agree that there's systemic racism within the society that's running prevalent. You expect him to hold up his end of the deal? And then his response was, well, I really don't care who hold up the end of the deal. I would just have to trust that they would do right by this contract with Black America since they agreed to sit down and talk to me. And it's like, come on, bro. Think about it. But it's like you said, Brother Mark, you got to know this.
Yeah.
But if you were serious, then you saying, look here, commit to these points on this contract, or we'll make songs, we'll do blackout days where we're not spending some of our $1.3, $1.4 trillion with you. We'll dog your trail. We'll be at every one of your rallies. We will make it hell for you your next 4 years in office. Right? If you're not coming with the we gonna do this, or then it's almost like you just blowing smoke in the air, man.
Well, that kind of leads me to believe what you were saying a little earlier. Maybe it's just a stunt.
Okay.
Because he had 4 years to do that.
Right.
Trump had 4 years to do that. And Q's been doing his thing for I don't know how long. Could have been came with a contract with Bush. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
But I will say this. It's amazing that the brother has done more in the last 2 or 3 days than Barack Obama did in 8 years. Because we ain't seen no proposal from Barack Obama.
Right. And we
sadly, you know, sadly.
Yeah, we need it, but you're right though, Brother Moore. See, when you studied the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, taught by Minister Louis Farrakhan, when you study those the teachings, then I guess you understand what's really going on. And I don't know how in depth Q are in the teachings, but I'm thinking if you on that level in the game, you should be abrupt with the teachings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can, because when you're talking about Black America, and you want to, and you got a contract, i.e., you want to shepherd the people or lead the people, right? Then you got to be analytical, mathematical, and scientific in your proposals or in your actions and towards getting whatever goal you're trying to accomplish, right? And you can't leave big voids or big gaps in your plan to where the colonizers could come and backdoor you or hit you from this side or hit you from that side because you didn't have your flanks covered.
Right.
You can't just run out in the street with some paper and say, which one of y'all want to get down with me on this paper? And sign, you know, because he is who he is. He right when you approach him, he looking for a way to eat your ass up. You know, he waiting to see you make the mistake. He waiting to search for the hole in your plan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so with that, we can never expect him to fill in the blanks for us. You know, that's why I say if you're going to present some kind of proposal or plan, you got to have it all just like you just said, mapped out. You got to have it spelled out. Right. T's crossed and I's dotted. This is how we want it to go. Right. And if you're talking about negotiating, especially you negotiate with a natural born liar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have it all wrote down.
Right. Now,
ready to go.
Ready to go. Now, what you think about this, Brother Moore? Ice Cube could be representing a symbolic Abraham type person to where this could be the last approach coming to the Americas with Cube saying, hey, look, this is what we need. Let's negotiate, you know, before things, you know, get ugly. This might avert a civil war or whatnot. Here go a contract. Both of you two, Biden, Trump, you know, y'all are the two figureheads vying for the presidency. Which one of you all want to get down and let's do this thing? Because if he get rejected and turned down and this contract with Black America has no fruition, then that could be the spark to kick everything off.
I'm not gonna doubt that, but I mean that's the wrong word. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say that that's impossible, but I have to doubt that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because Black people are not ready to do that. Black people ain't ready, man. And I believe, if I'm giving Q the benefit of the doubt, I believe that's why he came the way he came. Right. Because why go to a bunch of murmuring, bickering, backbiting, infighting, envious, stiff-necked, rebellious Negroes to try to put together a plan? Have you ever tried that?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
And boy, I tell you, boy, trying to lead black people, man, I'm telling you, man. It's black people will burn hell down. If they all went to hell together, they'll burn that motherfucker down. Devil be kicking them out of that mother. Yeah. And that's the thing. Satan don't want you no more. Satan over here making robots to replace your ass. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Satan don't want niggas no more. So, but we can't go to him talking about let's get together, let's integrate, let's do a contract. We got to go to him like Moses. And Moses said, let my people go. We need to separate. Right. We need to know ourselves as who we are over here. And y'all can do what the hell y'all want to do over there, what y'all doing over there. And then we can start dealing with one another. But as long as you got our identity held hostage, we can't deal with you on an equal basis.
Right. Oh, man. Fact.
You won't admit who we are to the world. You will not admit to the world who we are. Knowing that you came and got kings and queens, gods, artisans, masons, skilled people to come and build your world for you. You didn't get us out of no jungle with bones in our nose, acting like monkeys and swinging from trees. That's a lie. You came and got masters, put us in chains to build your world for you for free. Now you owe us. But we can't come to you talking about we want to do a deal with you, which you owe us everything.
Right.
How in the hell we going to negotiate with you? How you going to negotiate with us?
Right.
When you owe us so much.
Right.
We can't deal like that.
Right.
Especially if somebody going to go up there and talk to us and didn't run it by us first. When we all involved, you know. I would like to know what you telling these people about me and what you negotiating on my behalf. Maybe I don't agree with what you're saying. So so Q just came out the blue, and we gonna negotiate 400 plus years of terror with you. I ain't talked to them yet, but let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Liars. How in the hell was that gonna work? I don't know. I love Q. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't be so critical of the brother.
No.
Especially those of us who ain't doing shit. That's what I be talking about.
Right.
Okay. You know, we got that bad, man. You know, we'll sit back and chop the next man up, shoot us out the sky. But, you know, ain't doing shit, you know?
Right.
And social media play us so bad nowadays in this current environment with social media. They play us so bad. All they got to do is throw a little something out there, and we go to arguing on. You know, we ain't use a guy. We ain't wrote shit for the first 30-something years of our lives. Now all of a sudden we want to tighten shit. You know what I'm saying?
And they want to do an essay, huh?
Yeah, now they got paragraphs. You feel me? Yeah. Come on, brothers and sisters. You know, we it's going to take positivity. It's going to take some unity.
Well, no, you're right, brother. But I think it's that we still trying to learn what an American is or how to be an American. So we doing everything that they're doing.
Man, we ain't no damn Americans,
right? But so many want to feel like freedom and justice will come when you feel like you are an American and you can do what they can do.
Right, well, they still drinking the Kool-Aid. The pitcher ain't empty yet. Right. You know, they still sipping on the damn Kool-Aid.
Right, because Trump is the perfect image of white privilege.
Exactly.
Trump could say, man, we just grab him by the pussy.
Right.
White privilege. I can stand on the corner of 5th Avenue and shoot somebody and won't lose a single vote. White privilege.
Right.
Cornbread. Oh, that's my African American over there. White privilege. He can do white privilege, but Obama couldn't do none of that shit.
Right.
But you know, by him being in the public's eye and he's only skating. He's only there because of white privilege. He's only still valuable due to white privilege, because you got white folks that's gonna cover up whatever lie or whatever dirty deed Trump do. They'll cover it up just for the sake of white privilege, even though they know it's wrong. I mean, like you said the other day, Cruz. Trump talked about Cruz's dad and he part of JFK, talked about his wife and whatnot, but yet, white privilege, he got to hold him up.
Yeah. Well,
white privilege, man.
Hey. Bigotry, racism, and that loud white supremacy, it started the country, and that same damn mentality is going to ruin this whole country.
And that's what's happening right now.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
That's what's happening.
Because they're going to go to hell defending Trump. Yeah. And hell, that's what hell is for. It's for devils.
Right. Yeah. And they going, bro. They going to defend Trump to the end. Right or wrong, they rolling with him to the end.
Right or wrong.
And
even to their own detriment. As long as them black people don't get nothing, hey,
you'll see.
It is.
But see, since black folk come from the God and a lot of us stand on truth, we don't understand or know how to do that. We don't understand why they riding with him that tough. Why they doing some of the things, or why we don't stand behind each other like they stand behind each other.
Because we believe in a God up in the sky, like God is some kind of smoke, a puff of smoke. We believe God is a puff of smoke that we can't see, feel, hear, touch. We don't know nothing about no God unless we close our eyes and just imagine nothing. Now, that's God. But they showing you that God manifests and expresses himself through human beings. Always have, always will. So when they see somebody like Trump coming along and speaking exactly the way they feel, they're going to ride till the wheels fall off.
Okay, yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Because that's the way we're supposed to be when we have a truthful one that's representing us.
Right.
They got a supreme liar. That's how they made. They're going to ride to the end.
That's right.
But when we got a supreme truth teller on the scene, we supposed to be supporting that man the same way they supporting his.
Right.
And then everything really would work itself out, to be honest with you.
Right.
I don't see what people tripping on.
Right.
But this group over here is in denial. That group over here is don't want to accept the truth. This group over here is creating their own truth. Everybody's over here making up their own gods. No. The God manifests himself through human beings. And the supreme one is God on the scene. It's plain and simple, man. You're not going to get around it.
Right.
There is no logic. There is no wisdom. There's no science. There's no theology that can defeat the truth. The actual fact of the matter is, God said, let there be man, let us make man in our image and after our likeness.
Right.
He said that you will have the form of God, but then deny its power. The God came and sat. He came and walked. He came and talked. He came and did this like a man do. He came and did that like a man or a woman do. God dwells in the human being.
Fact.
So when you got a man on the scene that's representing God, that spoke with God, like Moses spoke face to face with God, don't think I'm talking crazy. Go pick your Bible up and tell your Bible is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if you got a man that spoke with God and that's telling you things that's revelation, is revealing the truth about things that Satan, the arch deceiver, has cluttered up over the years. Now, you got a word that's putting light on the darkness so that you can see where once you could not see. Now, when you couldn't hear, now you can hear. And now you can start speaking when you couldn't speak before. You had nothing to say that was worth nothing. Then damn, the God must be on the scene doing some work in the final days, and everybody agree that it is the final days. It's the end of times.
Right.
Who don't believe that?
Right.
If you know we got the last days going on, then why don't you look for the guidance in the last days if you want to make it through?
Yeah, you exactly. I want to put it in a perspective to where 1.3 trillion, 1 to 1.4 trillion that's on the table that black people bring into America. With that amount of money on the table and you not getting any justice, police brutality still beating you down, that means that we under the funk of white supremacy to where we can't think, and the longer we stay up under this funk, you will go insane. So separation is a must.
Separation is a must. That's good for the goose and it's good for the gander.
That's right. Because
it's not going to...
I was about to say, brother, because it seems like we can't think our way out of this situation because we've been up under it too long. And we got monetary value. We don't know how to use it. We got strength in numbers, but we don't know how to unify.
Right.
So after a while being in that condition and up under that funk, you got to get out from up under it, or it will destroy you from within.
Right.
You know. So as you were saying, brother Mark, you know, damn, it's gonna get down to the meaning. We know it's gonna get to the point of separations, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad stated. But how many? But can we get out without being tore down too much? When it gets to the point of where it's a must, to where the situation got so dire to where we just got to separate.
I hope not. You know, I hope not. I hope that we're mature enough to make a move before it come to that. We shouldn't have to, you know, be forced to do something that's good for us and that's good for the rest of society. You see, the whole world is getting an A-whooping right now because black people are too damn slow to accept their rightful place in society and shake that shit off of them and start standing up like true human beings. You know, it's just a void in the whole system of things all across the globe because this black American, you know, it's like a dead body in the room. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And something has to be done about this dead body in this room. You can't just ignore that dead body. Right. The longer you ignore it, the more it stink, and then it's going to wind up contaminating the environment.
It's going to affect you, right?
And it's going to affect you. You know, the devil will say, "Okay, well, you know what I'm saying, I'm just going to take a hit of it and go on up out of here." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But civilized human beings will be like, "Well, this is what needs to be done. When someone dies, you have to take the body, clean it if you want to clean it, but you have to wrap it and go ahead and bury the body, you know, dispose of the body, put the body back to the earth. You know, God no longer dwells in that specimen. You have to put the body back where it came from, the earth. You know?
Right.
That way, the civilized people will proceed to live and remain healthy. But to just ignore that there's a dead body in the room is the thing.
Right.
You know, something has to be done about the black American condition. To come over here and set up shop on black Americans just because we are dead as a community and try to see how you can make some money off of them is not the way to do it anymore. Time off of that. You see, no more of that.
Right.
How are you going to help stand this black man and woman up in America if you want to see yourself proceeding as a people down in the future generations? That's the way foreigners should be thinking, not how they can come and benefit from our ignorance, but how can you come and help stand us up? How can you help give us the knowledge and understanding and guidance that you got to be a civilized people? You know, as long as they're thinking about how they can rip us off, they're not going to win. They're not going to survive. It's not going to happen. Look at America. Look at this Trump shit. That's the supreme example of what you're going to get if you keep trying to run over black people and thinking that you're supreme and you mighty over us. It's not going to happen, no matter how much we understand or not. The time dictates
That's right.
that you do the thing the right way.
Well, right, and they prove it. They got a saying, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Well, white folk don't see us as their brothers, so they ain't trying to keep us. That's why we not getting no equal justice and systematic racism and everything else you can name, because they showed us better than they can tell us. We do not. I don't see you as my brother.
No, and they outright denying the fact that we had even been in slavery at all. I mean, the first thing, what's your boy Ben Carson said as a cabinet member of the Trump campaign or the Trump administration was, we didn't come over here as slaves, we came over here as immigrants.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you can't deny what happened and hope that it goes away. They around here trying to change textbooks in the schools, and well, here, take this COVID in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Take this wildfire.
Yeah.
Take this hurricane.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe that'll straighten you out. Maybe that'll make you humble yourself.
Yeah. And if it don't heal, it takes some more.
That's right.
It's straight like that. I mean, right. God is a man. I'm telling you.
That's right.
God is a man. I'm telling you. You feel me?
Yeah.
People think that it's climate change. It's not no fucking climate change, man. It's your ass need to change, because the God is a man putting it on your ass.
That's right.
It's not climate change, man.
Yeah.
Oh, ain't no damn COVID. It's a hoax. And then he walking around coughing that hoax up in front of national world television.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, because he don't understand the workings of God.
Yeah. The God don't care what you feel, think, heal, but he don't care. The God got a plan. God got a plan.
Yeah.
He got a proposal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And God's plan trumps your damn plan.
All day long.
All day long, every day.
So then, the best thing is, I guess, is to sit back and ride it out.
Sit back and ride it out, bro.
It's gonna happen. What's gonna happen? It's gonna happen regardless.
That's the wonder of guidance. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because some things that you cannot affect as an individual, and there's some things as a group we can't affect, because God got His plan.
Right. And
we don't know everything that the God is doing at every moment in time.
Right.
We don't know His every move. His thoughts are on high. Right. Ours are just as, little bitty baby wannabe gods one day down in the annals of the future once we get our act together. You feel me? Mm-hmm. As for now, we just have to accept the guidance, and everything will be all right.
That's right.
We don't want the guidance, then we lost.
That's right.
And guess what?
What's that, brother?
God got His plan. It don't matter.
Yeah.
You know, you got to, you know.
Yeah. They're going to move forward anyway.
Yes.
With or
It's
without
gonna
him.
happen.
Right.
With or without you.
It's a fact. That's a
With or without you. See now if Q would have came and said, God got a plan. With or without you, he's going to exact his vengeance on you if you don't accept the fact that black people in America need justice.
Right. You can say it there.
And this is how the justice can be made.
Right.
Percentage this, 13%. You
Okay.
know, then break that shit down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. Now we talking.
Right. Now we ain't making no contract with you. We telling you, look.
Right.
The time don't give a damn about you. Can't you tell?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Because the Native Americans, they broke every treaty they made with the Native. Made them say, man, he speak with a forked tongue, bro. I don't know if you should be trying to do no treaties and contracts with him.
Right. We should have learned already by now.
All right.
But the time then was here. We're going to get these smallpox to these Indians so we can take the land.
Right.
Now the time says everybody in the White House get COVID. See? It's just time. Look, dude.
Yeah.
Black people need justice.
Right.
Y'all cannot continue to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You already ain't got no money. Just look at every little nuance of what's happening. Every time you kill one of us like that, you millions of your people got to go in their pocket to get lawyers.
Right.
To get bail, to bail that one individual out. And then to get him a lawyer. And then the city got to come off millions for the family. You ain't got that kind of money. Be for real.
Right.
This country is bankrupt. How you gonna keep doing that?
Fact.
Just break it down into little bitty pieces and you'll see the lesson. Come on, man.
Fact, bro. Definitely, bro. I mean, it is, like you said, it is what it is. We got to deal with it as it is because we in the middle of this thing. We in the thick of it. This election, they call it the election of a lifetime. Everybody's saying that, hey, this is it. You got militias out there talking about civil war. You got, the two presidents debating each other, but it's not really making any sense. It's almost like they starting to babble now, both of them. Or it seems like they both are starting to be at a loss of pace and words. So, I really appreciate that we can sit down, you and I, and converse over real situations, but give it to them, the people, in a way that they can familiarize themselves with, in a way that they understand. And we they brothers, bro. We nothing but your brother. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Give it to you, and I truly appreciate that, and Verbal Pick Radio, we put it in a perspective to where all the diverse listeners will get something out of it and can understand, because we got an array of different listeners with different mindsets, so we touch as many as we can. And Brother Marcus Mudd, I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate your input and your perspective on these topics, bro.
Thanks for having me on, brother.
Always. Before we go, Brother Mark, anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Well, I just hope that I made sense and that we made sense. Come back and holler at us on another episode, because this thing is ongoing. Yeah. It's a living thing.
Yeah, through all the way up until November 3rd, y'all, Marcus Mudd will be the special guest on Verbal Pick Radio to talk politics, but I also have others talking on the that magic or spiritual side of politics, where they dealing with the circuits and the polls, and you hear Trump saying the energy and the vote and the voltage and how all that intertwines with each other. We're going to get into that as well. The circuits, like electrical circuits and circuit courts, and how they do all of that. The electoral or the electric college and all of that. We're going to get into all of that, brother.
Right.
Right here on Vote Pick Radio. We out.